Okay, I'm trying to do this upside down and make sure it's in the video. So the HTV is shiny on one side, dull on the other. And you always put it dull side up on the mat. And that's the side you weed on. So I'm going to start with a big chunk. Like I know the middle of the spade. Ace. Ignore me. I just kind of pull that out. And then you just go to the corner and start. With our Lego, I start at the top because the tactical is so tiny and like it's a bitch. You gotta be really careful with it. So the stuff you can kind of just take your time and rough it up. But you're pulling off the part that you don't want transferred with the heat transfer. So see, it's pulling out the black and then like see the line up close, and you just get your tool under there and don't fuck it up. So you just do that. And then if this is starting to get like too big and in your way, you can always cut it back. So then I just pull that down. And it kind of does some of it on its own. Some of it you have to go back. I'll just kind of rip it. Just make sure you don't rip it in the wrong spot. And then I'll come over here. I can still see this. And I just kind of, I go real slow on the tactical part because the letters are so tiny. Just make sure they don't break or get pulled off. And like this isn't sticky. This is why I like HTV. It's not sticky like fucking vinyl that makes your life miserable. So let's see, I just go slow and pull it away. And what's left on this transfer sheet is what you're gonna put on. Like I'm doing my sweatshirt. All right, so pull a big chunk off and then you gotta go back in and clean it up. Like you can see the cut for the A. And this is for a sweatshirt. I think it's 9.5 by 6 or 5. 9.5 by 5.5 or something. But you just kind of go through. Like white isn't super hard to see on my table. I have a light board for some of the harder ones. And you just get the A. And this is a little bit sticky. I wouldn't even call it sticky. It's like tacky. Then just go back and make sure like you didn't miss anything like in the B or the A, or make sure there's nothing left that you need to pull out. So that looks pretty good. So when you do the iron on, you can put it down on the sweatshirt like this and then do the heat press on top of it. So I'll show you that in a minute, but that's what it looks like after you weed it. All right, so I'm putting it on my black sweatshirt. So like from seam to seam, it's right at 16 inches, so 8's gonna be in the middle. Usually with like shirts or whatever, I just fold it in half and make a crease with the heat press to like mark my stuff, but you know, thick sweatshirt, I was like, I'll just get it out. So I go like 3.5 inches from the collar, and you take it and you weed it that side. So you're gonna put it this way down and just get it how you want it. Like, sorry, I forget I'm got a phone in my hand. So it's like dead center. Top of it, yeah, is about 3.5 inches. So I'm gonna move it up just a little bit because I think that's where I want it to be, just a little bit higher. So that looks good. So then just make sure everything underneath it's clean, and I just put it down. Make sure I like it where it's at. Get an idea. And then you gotta preheat it. So I'm gonna have to go back and measure again. Okay, so after I preheat it, I just put my tape measure down real quick just to make sure. But I always do it before just so I know. And then you just put the heat press on it, start up, let me get that out of here, and then just do pressure. And for most of them, you have to flip it and do the back for like a few seconds. So you do that. And the last step, usually it's cool peel. So I just let it cool off completely. And then you just start. I just do it kind of slow. I mean, obviously it's supposed to be on there, but if one didn't stick right, you can always go back and put the heat press back on it rather than wasting the whole thing. So there you go. That's it.